Hey, hello, Spurs fans. How you going? Paul the Hotspur hippie here. I had to fiddle around my phone, so the camera's not in the right place, but we're all right. We're all right. I hope you're all well. Just thought I'd come and do a quick stream this evening. Don't know how long I'll be. It's up to you, really. I haven't got a lot to say. Hope we're still basking in the glory of the weekend. I've had a quick look at a little bit of the Spurs sphere. Boy, are people are in a good mood, aren't they? It's good to see. It's good to see fans coming on board the Ange Postecoglou choo-choo, woo-woo, the blue and white army march on. I was just watching a bit of Henry Wright here. He's following the gaffer's orders. He's almost saying we could have been for a title tilt. He's saying maybe top four in the FA Cup. I'm following the gaffer's orders to the T. I'm going to get completely ahead of myself, because then it's up to Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world's ever seen, to match my expectations, because the world revolves around me. So I hope you all have seen Ange's comments on that Spurs play interview, because I found them to be very inspiring and a refreshing change. And it's good to get ahead of yourself. And I mean get ahead of yourself as in full of hope. Not I want a trophy. I want a trophy. Why haven't I got a trophy? But more just enjoying the whole ride and seeing if success comes our way. Because at the moment, I'm really enjoying the football, and that's all I can ask for, really. Oh, that's so good. Now that I'm working again, the Aldi cordial is in the bin, and I've got some fine jalab, which is like a Middle Eastern Dayton rosewater cordial, and it's very nice. So let's see who's in the hood. Super chats and super chats and memberships are available if you want to. People always say support the channel, but really, you're giving me money, which is really appreciated, because as soon as I become a YouTube millionaire, I can go and watch the Spurs for real. That's the aim, because I ain't going to be able to do that Ubering. Oh, speaking of which, we've got a new member. Tigaro. I'll say Tigaro. SPT, new member. Thanks very much for joining the Hotspur hippie commune, man. That's very cool of you. It's an esteemed elite club. The perks are really quite non-existent, but it's being part of the fellowship, I guess. Speaking of which, here's a member of the Hotspur hippie commune here, an old lag, Mark, the Sheriff Cousins. Big up, Paul. Hope you're well, mate. Yes, I am. I'm tickety-boo. Oh, yeah, all right. We've got some comments coming through now. There's a few people watching. That's hello, everyone. Hello. Very nice to think that there's people 22 at the moment. I don't care if it's 2 or however many it is, but you've chosen to waste a bit of time with me, which is very nice. I'll never take that for granted. I find it to be quite a funny thought. Shem Tan, got a bit of a frog in my throat. I was driving around an area today where they're doing a lot of back burning to mitigate bushfires, because it's going to be a bad bushfire season, but it makes the air quality quite bad. Shem Tan, hey Paul, what do you think will happen when things go wrong, when things start going wrong? Well, I reject your hypothesis, Sunshine, because they ain't going wrong. Based on the old guard still there that complain about all the other managers, will they do the same? Nothing's going wrong. Ange has got it under control. He's an unstoppable force. Well, you reckon Eric Dyer and Daniel Levy, Eric Dyer and Hugo Lloris are going to have sway with Daniel Levy the way things are going? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. And in fact, that was word on the street, was that meeting that Eric Dyer had with Daniel Levy was that Daniel Levy's calling. As in, what do you want to do, Eric? Do you want to sling your hook, or what are you doing? What are you doing, mate? We're not giving you another contract. Because remember, a few months ago, before the end of the season, all the talk was Eric Dyer negotiations for contract extension. And as soon as Ange reared his head, that ain't happening. And Ange has come out and said probably need another centre back. So that doesn't speak volumes of Eric Dyer if we're still in the market one. But you know what? Even as far as Eric Dyer goes, if Ange was putting on the bench and playing him, it's Ange's, isn't it? He does what he wants. He's the gaffer. Tigaro, SPT, pleasure to be here, mate. Thanks very much, man. Cool. Darfasha. I'm thoroughly enjoying being surprised with good results every week. Staying grounded and loving it. I'm 51, mate. The number of winters I've got left to stay grounded is I've been through more than I've got left. Put it that way. So I'm getting carried away with the fairies at any excuse, and Angie's certainly given me that excuse. And if we don't win, you think, at least I felt that hope and that joy for a little bit. So that's all cool. I'm ahead of the curve. I'm ahead of the game if I that way. But it's also, of course, some people don't want to get built up and then disappointed. Whereas, if I get disappointed, I'm going to be disappointed anyway. So I might as well be happy in the meantime. But I've got a box of ducks in my head. Don't take my worldview for nothing, mate. Jim Broley, sorry, mate. Joe Chindrolo. I'm just winding down after driving a lot today. So, big up Paul. Big up Joe. What a game! What a win! I know. It was exciting, wasn't it? It was almost, and almost means not. Almost got away from us, but it didn't, did it? Because we are the mighty Spurs, and we are unstoppable at the moment. Did anyone, out of interest, watch the Arsenal? Who are they playing? Some rubbish team, weren't they? Arsenal Everton. Did anyone see that? I haven't watched it. I mentioned it in a video today. I just assumed Arsenal were crap, but it'd be nice to know if they were. I did see. I did read a bit of review. I just scanned it in the Guardian or something, and they're saying that was a battling win, and eventually they broke through. But I see Martinelli might have done something to himself, which is good news, because he plays for Arsenal, doesn't he? So don't want him fit as a fiddle. It was a great win, though. It's very exciting, very exciting. When that when that board flashed up 12 minutes, I thought that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time for Sheffield United to hang on. Their dirty tactics of time wasting might well bite them on the backside here, because even when you're time wasting, you're not at proper rest, I guess. Spurs are supremely fit. Look at Dejan Kulusevski running around the place. William Vorsterman, I met Martin Chivers. Oh, here we go. Here's a cavalcade. Wow, here we go. Martin Chivers, okay. Glenn Hoddle, Steve Perryman at Cardiff Soccer Club in 1974. Well, they were at their pomp. Well, Glenn Hoddle would have been a young kid then, but Chivers, Perryman, wow. Was that what were they? They wouldn't have been doing an after dinner talk because they were just young, weren't they? So was it just an event fundraiser or something? That sounds pretty cool, William. Hey, here he is, the voice of reason on the Hotspur hippie. It's Husarian. Evening, Paul and hippies. He's going to stitch me up though. He always stitches me up with something. So, okay, here we go. Was just watching the mini match replay, and it still took 90 minutes. With all their time wasting. Yes, man. All right, you didn't get me that time, but it was a jibe at Sheffield United. Welcome aboard. Yeah. Go on, you Spurs. That, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't see the sense in it. It's, you just, something I mentioned in the video I did under a tree today was, if you're not on it for the whole game, then how are you going to get better at playing football? It's all well and good training and all that sort of stuff. But where you actually get better is where you're being tested, and that's on the pitch in a competitive game. So I would have thought, that if you want to get better, you would use every available second to improve your skills. And part of that is, even when you're getting tired, pushing on to see it, because there'll come a match when you'll need to be able to do that. And so it's best to do it out of choice and get in there early, I think. So Sheffield United, bad tactics. Very different to Burnley. I know Burnley haven't had a great start, but at least they're trying to play football. And, there's every chance they can come good. and maybe stay up. But Sheffield United, man, and look, and what good is it doing them? What good is it doing them? They're losing every game by 1 goal. You might as well lose it by 10 goals. It don't matter. So you might as well go out and have a go. Gregcellent. I like that name, man. Good morning. Fairly new to your content. I really enjoy what I was saying. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Everyone's fairly new. It's a new channel. I only started it, 3.5 months ago. But it's going jolly well here because there's people flocking in now. Flocking in. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm trying to do it my own way, Stay true to myself, cliche. William Vosterman, Daniel Levy is going to tell Eric Dyer to off. He might well do. Oh, Daniel Levy. I love it. There's always about 85 minutes. They always do a pan to Daniel Levy in the game. He's always sitting there. He's never smiling. And I don't know if it's his wife or whoever sits next to him, tries to console him in some ways. But he didn't need consoling because we won. 3 points in the bag, man. Stinging Nettle, all right. Stinging Nettle is following Angie's orders here. We will crush Arsenal and Liverpool. I like to think you're right, mate. I think we've got a fair chance. That's why I'm interested to know how Arsenal did. Were they playing well? Because recently I've been hearing on the Arsosphere that their fans aren't happy, saying things like, Arteta's taking us as far as we can go, or he's playing players out of position, things like that. So hopefully they don't start clicking into gear. They're playing PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League during the week. That'll soften them up. Hopefully they'll get a few Dutch feelers on their hamstrings and calves and studs in their head before they face us. Not that we need them to be weakened, but every little bit helps, and I'll take every little advantage we can get our hands on. All right, okay, here's an official match report from the Sheriff. I watched the Arse game, didn't see anything to be afraid of next week. Well, there you have it. It's in the bag. I'm going to get ahead of myself and say we're going to win at the first, win in the Emirates. Highbury, what do they call it these days? Sponsor of the week. I think it's 2011 the last time we won there or something ridiculous. So it's a long time, whatever it is. So, all right, nothing to be scared of. And you know what? Ange's taken Celtic to Ibrox and won there. And they don't even have, for most games, they don't even have away fans at Old Firm derbies because, I think the authorities reckon that people can't be trusted, and I don't know how true that is or not, I think it would add to the atmosphere. It seems to work all right when they meet each other in the semi-finals. You don't hear of any, cities burning down or anything like that. But, yeah, you go to Ibrox and it's just full of Rangers fans. So probably the most intense atmosphere you could get at a football game, and he had a pretty good record there. So I think Arsenal will be a walk in the park for Ange, really. But adversity is something that gets him going. Tigalo, SBT, Totsalona are coming. It's taking shape and much quicker than I thought. Me too, man. I knew Ange was good. I knew he was good because I've been following him for years, and I wanted him to have the Spurs job since almost the beginning of the year. But this is speed beyond my imagination, and it might just be that we've got really good players, or I don't see how he's done it so quick. I mean, think of the job he had to do. He had to get through a squad of 36 players, separate the wheat from the chaff, identify where the shortfalls are. Didn't have a great pre-season schedule for him to suss them out. Harry Kane left, our best player at the moment, best striker. So he had a lot to deal with, and for us to come out of that and pretty much just take 45 minutes at Brentford to get going is astonishing. It's amazing. Maybe the players, the ones that were there, like Heung-min Son and Yves Bissouma and Pape Sarr and Pedro Porro, maybe they were champing at the bit. They were rearing to go for a manager that just wants them to take risks and express themselves in the beautiful game, which we haven't had. So maybe that enthusiasm's paid off. You know, people are buying into it. Players are bought into it. Fans are going doolally. I love it. I watched Ben and Sim, We Are Tottenham TV's their match review, and you know, oh, it makes me happy. You know, it makes me happy to see Spurs fans getting excited and happier, and so much quicker than I thought. Because you watch Spurs channels, and it's just been, it's been pretty miserable and this myself included, when I used to do like build ups on the Irish Hotspur before I still do them, but before I started this channel, it was bloody dreary. It was really hard to be positive about anything because, apart from, some people getting in on the ownership and all that, but the main thing was the football was an eyesore, and that's been corrected. So happy days, man. Tigaro SPT. We will beat Arshole nil. Is that Norwegian? Lenny Vial. G'day, Paul. Nice to see that we never stop. Mantra continuing at the mighty Spurs. Sensational finish for the lads and all staff and supporters to keep the belief growing. Yeah, and someone in the video today, someone left me a comment. It was a little bit snarky, but I get where they're coming from, so it's all cool. I don't take things personally. But he did have a good point, or she, which was, as part of, as part of Australia, particularly back when Ange was playing soccer, that it's a migrant game. It's really looked down upon. I mean, there's some sections of Australian society that really don't give a fair go to other people, and so they were saying that it's because of that background. You had to keep going to the end, because if you lost, you'd be called all sorts of derogatory names, which I can't repeat. But maybe that forged him a bit as well. But I just think it's the attitude that, you play it to the whistle. I mean, back before, one of the teams that really pioneered time wasting was Liverpool in the 1980s. I hated it. The amount of times they used to pass back to Bruce Grobbelaar, or I won't say Ray Clements because he came over to us, but they really did manage games, and they didn't need to. I mean, why do you need to manage a game if you're Liverpool? But prior to that, I don't think there was much of that went on. So it's a fairly recent phenomenon, and I'm glad that at least it's getting punished by adding time on. I'm happy about that. Boxing Kangaroo, g'day, Paul. Spurs fitness will get us through many teams who try using the block on us. And just stated that it'll take at least another 2 transfer windows to get the team he wants. Yeah, he's made a good start, but the work isn't done yet, because we need to bolster up that squad a bit, don't we? I think our fitness will play out against teams where they're playing a block or trying to play football. I mean, in fairness to Sheffield United, they did defend really well, and they did get their bodies in the way of quite a number of shots. So it wasn't all dreary, Rolex smashing malarkey. They were actually playing a little bit of football. It was just in defence. But you're right, and that's why another couple of windows means that when Ange brought on, he used all 5 substitutions in the game against Sheffield, and they all did a really good job, I thought. They came on fresh pairs of legs all over the pitch, and it helped us kind of refocus what we were trying to do. We were crossing the ball a lot, in the air into the box, and it wasn't really being that effective. And then when who was it? Johnson, Richarlison, and Perisic came on, the game changed slightly with Kulu moving back into midfield. So you could imagine with another couple of transfer windows how good we could actually be even better. Oh, that's so good. I did like the Aldi cordial, but Jalab, oh, it's beautiful. William Vorsterman, they were out here on tour. Oh, and our coach Mike Treblecox. Is that a name? Okay, very talented man. Five-legger. Lemmy. G'day, man. Another member of the Hotspur hippie commune. And just the Sir John Monash of contemporary football. Well, you know, if I knew who John Monash was, I might be able to concur or disconcur. I don't know. I know Monash is all there. I know what was he, an explorer or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. Australian history is not my strong point, Matt. But I'd Google it, but I'm on my phone, and because my PC overheats. Steady Shark, another member, we're all flocking in here now. I'm so happy that Richie came good. Me too, man. Me too. And had his moment as our hero. I've always backed him. I don't know if I have, man. I really doubted him. I really doubted him, to be honest. But got to be wrong sometimes, haven't you? And I hope that he'll be able to use it as a launching pad. Well, I think the way he played, apart from the goal, was really good as well. Once the goal got in, he was holding up play, and he was involved in a couple of things before that wonderful through ball he put through to Kula. I can just imagine that, a couple of weeks ago, if Richarlison was trying to do something like that, might have been heavy or wayward, or maybe he wouldn't, see it in the first place. Whereas now he's doing well. And, Ange has said that he's not there to give advice to players, but then he says, you can have balance in your life, and you can have things going wrong in your life, but you can always get your football right. It's not advice as such, but it is kind of advice, if you know what I mean. And that's the way to do it. I was a counsellor for several years, and one thing you don't do is give people advice, because what do I know about what shoes people have walked in? They're the experts on their own life, but sometimes people can't see the wood for trees and just need to talk. That's all it is. But I'm sure Ange and the club have helped him a lot, which is great. And he's got rid of the blonde bit of his hair. Maybe that was his weakness. Maybe that was it. Ronnie, how has Ange changed us this quick? Amazing. I know, man. That's Ange, though, isn't it? And you can see he's enjoying it. He's looking, there's times when he's talking, he looks really quite healthy. I know he's got a bit of middle-aged girth on him, but he seems quite vibrant. Which is great. Frog in my throat, man. Sorry about this. Hang on. Let's just. There we go. You didn't want to hear that. William Wolsterman, Spurs, City, and Brighton play the best football in the league. I haven't seen too much of City. I'd say Brighton. They've been playing well. But we're better, aren't we? We're better. I'm sure we're better. Be interesting to see. We've got. After these two games, I'm not sure when we played Brighton, actually, but we've got a string of winnable fixtures until we play Man City. And if we're still sniffing up Man City's backside when we play them, I think that'll add a bit of extra spice to the game. Boxing Kangaroo, the reaction of players behind Ange when the second goal went through was crazy. Belize Bentoncourt. Yes, Benton. Yeah, I know. It's good to see, isn't it? It looks like everyone feels part of it. Phil P, woo! There we go, man. Tender eyes. Oh yes, Phil. We're all obeying our gaffer. Get carried away. That's the way. You might as well. Football's there to be enjoyed. It's not serious. It's not all factual. I'm not a big one for stats. I think stats are absolutely rubbish, apart from goals and points. So it's all about emotion for me. Feeling, and I watch football that hopefully adds some happiness to my life, and sometimes it doesn't, but this year it certainly is. I'm loving every moment of it. George Kadaris, Arsenal were lucky, very lucky versus Man U. Yes, that's true, man. We crushed Man U, and aren't Manchester United in disarray? I mean, when you think of, okay, I'm thinking, title tilt. But if you're looking at the rivals, I mean, okay, let's try not to be a one-eyed Spurs fan, dear. Let's just say Arsenal are doing well, Man City are doing well, Spurs are doing well. Who else? Brighton, are they really top four material? I don't know. Newcastle have had a wobbly start. Manchester United are a basket case at the moment. Ownership troubles. Ten Hag doesn't look to be the man for the job. Can't keep his players under control. You won't see that at Tottenham. Yeah, we did crush Manchester United. I know there's, they miss chances. Well, everyone misses chances in a football game. You don't score, 12 shots on goal. You don't get 12 goals, do you? I think we dominated them. I heard, I don't know, maybe if it was Mark Goldbridge or some Manchester United fan saying we didn't don them. Yes, we did. We pulled your pants down, mate. Pulled your pants down. Ronnie, first time that I am looking forward to the North London derby at the Emirates. We have a great chance of winning. Well, we could do it, man. We could do it. Be interesting to see how Arsenal get on against PSV. Hopefully they'll get demoralised. I want their fans to be super quiet when we play them. An early goal would be nice just to keep them even quieter. But who knows, man. Borada. It's Welsh Girl. Hello, Paul in the commune. Another member here. So happy for Richie. Yes, man. Yes. And Decky. That was his best performance. Well, this year and probably last year. I mean, he was off the ball. Everyone was off the ball. I'm not going to go on about last year too much because everyone was feeling it. Just as the players were off it, I think the fans were off it as well. We were all off it. But Kulusevski was running around all over the place and got a great shot off on his wrong foot, on his right foot. But a tireless engine. Ran the most Ks in the Premier League or something, but they were good Ks as well because I'm sure people could just run up and down the line and do nothing and get that stat. That's why stats are rubbish. Stats are rubbish. They don't tell you anything about what's going to happen. That's what stats don't do. Next stop on the Big Ange Express is Glory. Yes. Well, we're 5 games down. Pro rata. I can't bring the Hotspur hippie dreamometer up. And it's funny, I was thinking this today. Like when I say Hotspur hippie, I'm not really kind of referring to myself in the third person because it's kind of the name of the channel and it's sort of a thing that isn't me, which is Paul, which is quite funny. And I had a good old chat with a dear old friend in England this morning who's a regular at White Hart Lane, and he's sending me over an away kit, which is really nice, and it's going to have either hippie or H Spur hippie or just hippie on the back and 72 because that's the year I was born. I'm getting the away kit, the blue one, not the disgusting elastoplast coloured one, Band-Aid coloured one. So I feel all right with that. It means I don't have to give my money to the regime at Tottenham, although if I had the money I would be doing it because I'm dying to I want to get a new kit. That's what God. So we've got no principles, have we, Spurs fans? Oh no, I just want a kit. I want a kit. I want to walk down the street with pride. But glory is a coming, Alison. It is a coming. Who's this? Colin Cross. G'day, Colin. Morning, evening, Paul. What do you think about Tim Sherwood saying no Spurs players will get into the scum team? What? He's a funny old duck, isn't he, Tim Sherwood? He's, I don't know, he's a bit yin and yang, isn't he? I mean, oh yeah, don't forget, I discovered Harry Kane, Tim Sherwood. Wow, I suppose he's a pundit. He's got to have his opinion. Maybe he's going overboard to not appear too Spursy. Hashtag reclaim Spursy. There's no more people saying Spursy now, are they? It's Spursy to me is a fine ball from Cyril Knowles right into the path of Martin Chivers. That's Spursy. So no, I haven't seen too much of Arsenal, but I mean I can't see. What players would improve our team from the Premier League in general? I mean, Man City aside, maybe, but I can't think really. I think as well as good players, there's a nice balance about the way we're going. Nice balance. We're fluid going forward, and we're strong coming back. You know, left and right. When you know, and Ange did this at Celtic a lot. When one of the fullbacks comes into the middle, the other one stays down and out. You know, you don't have two going in, and also one of them will generally come in more than another over the course of a few games. And it seems to be Porro that seems to be coming in more. The doggy's going up more and in, but it's all balance. Balance. It's a well-oiled machine. Wow, I've got 63 people in. That's a new record for the channel. That is. Wow. God, thanks everyone. Hello, newcomers. If you're, well, it's probably not newcomers. It's everyone's been here before. You newcomers. Yeah, Team Sherwood. Oh well, you know he's not doing what Ange said. Ange said get carried away. Gregson would like to see Ange start 2 number 8s. See, this is where you start losing me, man. I don't understand. All the numbers people talk about are 6, 8, 10, and 9. There's 4 positions, isn't it? I mean, I suppose a number 8 is what, midfielder. See, I like a bit of versatility in my midfield players, but 2 number 8s, is that a progressive midfielder? I suppose against these low block teams. In fact, I don't want to know. You can carry on talking. I know lots of people will know what you're talking about. I don't. I don't care. Low block teams going forward. Madders and Kulu in the middle. Okay, so you're talking about more attacking, right? Gotcha. Johnson on the right seemed to break them down after the subs. Yeah, Johnson, good little cameo debut. Madders and Kulu in the middle, you reckon? Yeah, the low block, the teams that sit back. I mean, Brentford did do that as well, and we got through. It might be a case that we've got to play it more on the deck, up in their penalty area instead of up in the air, which I think is, if Richarlison's finding his form back, that's a good thing. Phil P, big up, Paul. Better Phil, I was there. Oh, you were there, man. Oh, fantastic. Amazing euphoric ending to the game. A load of love in the room. Amazing. I mean, it was we beat Sheffield United, man, you know. It's that's what I found great watching the game and pumping up the volume to hear the crowd and then seeing the atmosphere after the game. And I'm thinking it's only Sheffield United. If we're getting this excited over this, it's brilliant. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's amazing. If everyone feels that good, then that's going to create an energy field of goodness that will take us further against the so-called big boys, whoever they are at the moment. I don't think there's any bigger boy than us at the moment. Best football, second in the league, and we'll beat Man City twice. So really, we're top of the league by 4 points in my book. I'm just doing what Ange says. Just doing what Ange says. Ben Kaufman's here. Morning, everyone. It's coffee time. Oh no, it's nearly bedtime for me, man. I'm just doing this stream to calm down after a day's driving and settle down for a nice sleep. Did you know that? I might know this and that. Boxing Kangaroo, also Hill, etc. Funny how Dyer initially went on the field at the end of the game. Yeah, I saw that. But then soon walked back to the line and didn't join in. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, high five. We won. We won, did we, Eric? But who knows what's going on behind closed doors? If Eric is putting a shift in training, then that's a good thing because it's keeping the other players sharp. He's not my favourite player. I don't want to see him play again. But, you know, I'm not manager, am I? So, but I did see he sort of went, yeah, it's like he went, it's almost like you go to shake someone's hand and they don't hold their hand out. Even other subs stayed on the field celebrating with the squad. Yeah. Oh, what's going on here? It's refreshing. Steady Shark. Højbjerg was the one that grabbed the ball out of the net after Richie's goal. Great veteran move. Yeah, he grabbed it, and also, and Richie didn't take time to celebrate, did he? I mean, but he was running up back to the business end of the pitch. Yeah, I love that. I love that. None of this Arsenal. Yay, we've equalised against Crystal Palace. No, 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 no. We're going for the win. And you know what? That's going to put pressure on teams. That's going to put pressure on teams. Any team we play that's 1-0 up and it's the 80th minute, they know they haven't won. They haven't won. We're going to keep hammering them, keep putting them under pressure. As Jack Charlton would say, put them under pressure. Welsh girl, I do hope Brian Hill can get a look in after his injury. Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him, man. Maybe, yeah. It's always good to have options, isn't it? Also, folks, memberships and super chats are available. They certainly are. They certainly are. But I remember to switch on the old YouTube $ give me money for the stream this time. So you know, I mean that'll give me you know, about $2 anyway. So it's all money in it. It's money for nothing, isn't it? I'm just sitting here chatting to people about Spurs. You got to laugh, haven't you? You're sorry, genuine question all. Let me stroke my beard in anticipation. Is your sorry a man to be trusted? Can the ref insist teams get the ball back into play quicker, or card players for wasting time if the mandate is to add the extra time at the end of each half in any case? I think they can card players. You can definitely card a player for time wasting for sure. In fact, there was you know, there was a bit of a question mark whether the that Fotheringham, is it Fotheringham, the name of the Sheffield United goalkeeper? He was time wasting so much, but he was already on a yellow, and that's probably why he didn't get sanctioned further, because maybe getting sent off for time wasting would be a bit much. But yeah, definitely yellow card. If you're farting around, then that's it, and the time also gets added on. I like that sort of stuff, you know. I don't like watching a team that time wastes, even if it's Tottenham, because we haven't done it that much, but we have done it in recent years, and I do remember time. I hate it. You know, you know, another way of looking at it is ripping the fans off. You know, people are playing their good money to go to a game, and they're seeing football for 80 minutes, which is, you know, it's a rip off, isn't it? Tigado, you're Icelandic. Okay. I don't know much about Iceland. Reykjavik, Bjork, thermal energy. That's about it. There's an island off the coast of Iceland called Surtsey, which is one of the newest islands in the world. I think it was from a volcanic eruption in the 1960s, something like that. Before the 1960s, no Surtsey. I think it was the 60s. Then after, new island. Brilliant. Colin Cross, I also think the crowd lifted and pushed them over the line. It's as if we're all in the team. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I've heard an old Spurs player, can't remember which one it was. He was asked, you know, do the fans make a difference? And his answer was, it shouldn't, which I think is a very smart answer, meaning, well, obviously, you know, it shouldn't if you're a professional footballer, but I'm sure the crowd gives them a bit of extra adrenaline, belief, and desire, and I can't see how it doesn't help. But yeah, the fans were awesome, and it's really good to hear. Actually, something, and I might be on my own here because I haven't heard anyone say this. One thing, it's not a major whinge. It's a bit of a whinge, just a minor whinge though. Is that I don't like music being played at the stadiums. I like Glory, Glory Tottenham Hotspur, but I don't like music being played after the game like that, because I'm sure the fans would want to sing. I mean, obviously they sing along to whatever the songs are, but it just sounds like an en masse karaoke instead of singing songs to the team, singing songs to Ange, whatever they want to do. They do the same thing in rugby league games here. It's actually worse, because it's like every time a try is scored, you'll go, all the single ladies or whatever. And I rather have the organic fan-created atmosphere. Don't need all that extra stuff. Fans on their own can provide all the atmosphere you could ever want. But I don't know. Am I on my own on that one? It's probably just a sign of the times, isn't it? They've got all the technology, want to make it a bit of a party atmosphere. Maybe if the crowd don't sing much, maybe at least give them 10 minutes to have a bit of a, as the players are marching to them and, and Ange's coming over. Because that was something good at Celtic where, Ange would go over and the whole crowd singing Ange Postecoglou. And there's not really scope to do it when they're blaring out, I don't know, Robbie Williams and all that. I don't even know that song. Oh, got people talking to each other. George Carter, migrant game. Funny that people saying that had heritage that come over for the UK from 100 years ago. Yeah, it is, isn't it? There's a big thing in Australia, isn't there, about I came over, my family's a first fleeter. It's like, okay, well, that's what, 200 years, big whoops, and you're putting people down that have been here. What I suppose families maybe post-war. So what's that? 70 years, something like that. When you think of it, that it's not a lot of difference at all. It's a very snooty, there's a big section of the Anglo-Australian society, the born rulers, the ones that go to private schools, the ones that run governments and all that look down on anyone that isn't called Smith in this country, because they think they're the proper Australians. And you're right. They also look down on the original Australians who get a real hard, rotten, disgraceful deal in this country. And I'd like to see the day where that starts changing, but I'm not holding my breath. The only thing I reckon is, do you reckon that slot will all be here in 10,000 years' time? I think Aboriginal people would just be a bit patient. You'll get it all back because we'll stuff it up. Ben Sheffield's time wasting. I mean, no, it's not the Piers Morgan channel. It's Hotspur Hippie. It's not, Tucker Carlson or Alan Jones. So now and then I might sneak my little things in here. But I don't want to get political, bob down, but that's just my world, my worldview. I agree with you. George, man. Ben Kaufman, Sheffield's time wasting was an absolute disgrace. Absolutely. Puts a dirty mark on what was a great performance from the team, from them. Yeah, but it makes us look good as well, because if we can deal with shenanigans and dark arts, that's good. It's a good test. It's legitimate tactics in some way, trying to get away with that sort of thing. It's kind of against the rules, but I suppose you break the rules and take the consequences, which they did. I mean, I thought the referee absolutely lost control. I don't know what fans were doing throwing footballs on the pitch. I don't know if there was a Sheffield United mole in the south end. What do you call it? South end? South. It's not South Bank. South Stand. It's been a long day, man. One ball comes in and it gives a bounce ball, and then another one comes in and it's bounce ball to them. And I thought the referee was useless. Totally lost control of it. All right, people talking to each other. Surgical. Coming you Spurs, indeed. Edward White of Oz. The low block in the final 15 minutes was just inviting hungry lions. Yeah, they thought they could hang on. It's a dangerous game to play, isn't it? It's very the number of times I've seen teams do it and it not work. You just think, well, you might as well just play football. If you might as well just try, because withstanding, and we were peppering them. We were peppering them. They were getting well in the way of the football a lot of the time, but you're dicing with death. It's best not to give them any shots. Even if you bog them down a bit in midfield, or just hoof the ball up, and just run after it. But just sitting back, I just don't think it works, especially when you're 1-0 down against AC Milan. Yeah, sitting back then is a real good tactic. Bring on Davinson Sanchez. I said I wasn't going to go on about last year, didn't I? Sorry, folks. Scarred. G'day, Ben, member of the Hotspur Hippie Commune. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? Didn't even ask, but I'm asking you. Edward Y of Oz. What will fans ask Levy? I don't know. What shampoo do you use? I don't know. Colin Cross. Mike Trebicock was an Everton player. Okay, that scored twice in the 1966 Cup final. Oh, okay, got you, man. Okay. 1966. Who won that? It wasn't West Ham, was it? They won in 65. No, 66. Oh, I don't know. Is that West Ham? Did West Ham win that one? Because they won the Cup Winners' Cup, didn't they? Was it 67 or 68? Years after Tottenham Hotspur were the first British club to win a European trophy. Dub Sharman. This is a fairy tale script, to be honest. Destiny at work. Well, you know, everything's been written, and we're just going to find out what's written as we plod through our lives in one direction. So maybe, maybe not. I don't know. William Vosterman, he scored twice for Everton in the 66 Cup final. Mike Trebleck, and the new manager, Terry Neal. What? Oh, okay. Oh, right. You mean, Terry Neal. Yeah, well, he didn't last long, did he? But every cloud's got a silver lining. If we didn't get Terry Neal, we wouldn't have had Keith Birkinshaw. So it worked out all right in the end. But ideally, it would have been Danny Blanchflower, wouldn't it? That's who Bill Nick wanted to replace him. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going straight from Bill Nick to Danny Blanchflower as manager? I think that would have been interesting. I think it would have been great. But we did all right, and Bill Nick hung around as a scout. Dub Sharman, Ange is literally working miracles. I know, man. It's great. Mark O'Brien, g'day, Hotspur hippie. Been a Spurs supporter since June. Don't matter, man. Doesn't matter. You're as big a fan as me. June or whatever. It don't matter. There's no hierarchy. Ange brought me over from Southampton. Oh, right. Well, you know. Why would you support Southampton, man? What? What's his name? Mick Shannon? Not Laurie Sanchez. Laurie McMenemy. What Barbican? It tastes like zero alcohol Barbican. Tastes like piss with a bit of hay in it. Dub Shamer, Spurs squad are building a real head of steam. Choo choo! Unstoppable power incoming. Let's hope so. Ben Man, I haven't watched any of the game or anything like that, but I saw the result this morning. 0-0, where we triumph 2-0. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. They're so rubbish. They got no fibre though. They got no fibre. I know they've got a lot of Johnny come lately fans, but you know, generally, Chelsea fans, I'm not big on them. I'm not big on them. Be good if they get relegated, wouldn't that be? Oh, that'd be so good. Just because I don't want them stinking up the fixture list with their hate. Steady Shot, apologies for my breaking up. No, you don't have to be sorry, man. I don't click the send button here. No, we're all internet muppets, man. Greg's at the rate Manchester United are going, they're going to end up with more prison points. Yeah, I saw that there was another one, but I didn't see what the cloud was, but yeah, there's something not right at Manchester United. It really isn't. Really isn't. Brian Petkovic, boxing kangaroo guys, right? We're a fit and fast bunch of Anne's disciples. We never stop. All right, I think there, man. Yeah, we are fit, and it's a. I said I wouldn't mention last season, but you know, it was the season before. No, it was last season where Conte was running them up and down the pitch in South Korea until they vomited. Strict regimes. Now, I mean, Ange. Actually, a good podcast I was listening to last night was View from the Lane with Danny Kelly. I've forgotten which reporters were on it, but they're talking about how Ange has changed things. So, I didn't know this, but in the old regime, players were required to spend the night at the training ground before the match and things like that. And they didn't know what their schedules were, and it could change at the last minute. And they were very closely monitored. Whereas I think Ange is leaving it up to them. You do what you want, but if you don't perform, you're out. So, I think that's good. They all know what their training schedule, their schedules are a month in advance. So, I mean, obviously things, can change, but generally it means that they can they can work out what's going on in the rest of their lives as well, instead of contact calling them up at 2 a.m. Put the cones out. There's none of that anymore. And when you treat people like grown-ups, you get more out of them. It's true in general life, but it's probably true in football as well. Puts responsibility on them, and if they come up short, then that's it. Colin Cross, Liverpool were crap first half against Wolves, could not cope with speed. Is that right? That's interesting. And our team are rapid, so I'm not worried about them. So are you saying perhaps that Wolves kind of ran out of legs a little bit, ran out of shape, and that's how Liverpool got up on them? Or did Wolves keep playing with speed and Liverpool found a way to work them out? I'm suspecting it's the former, which is great news for us, isn't it? All right. I'm guessing it looks like Korean writing to me, but I'm not an. Hi, Paul. I'm a Spurs fan from Korea. Oh, hello, man. Okay. Well, I know when I see like circles and lines, I'm thinking that could be Korean, but I don't want to put my foot in it. Lately, Tottenham became a different team. They certainly have. I really enjoy to watch the game. I hope Brennan Johnson is doing well next game. And, there's a Korean Spurs fan channel I've seen clips of from time to time on when you get these compilations of after a game that shows Spurs fans reacting to a result, and there's a couple of Korean guys always wear shirts and a tie and shorts, and I've no idea what they're saying, but I just I love the expressive emotions that it just shows we're all the same all the world over. I love that sort of stuff. But good, man. So I tell you, you came for Son, and you're staying for Ange. That's the way, man. And sorry about 2015. Ha! When Australia under Ange Postecoglou beat South Korea and Heung-min Son scored in the final of the Asian Cup, but it wasn't enough. Ben Williams, my in-laws said we were lucky to win with goals so late. That's not luck. That's in-laws, eh? Glad I don't have to worry about that anymore. They're Man United fans. Well, yeah, well, and good on them then, because that's the thing. When you support a club, you can be completely unobjective about any of them anyway. So I applaud your in-laws for saying that. And I wouldn't expect. I would expect nothing less. And if Man United do the same in one of their games, they'll say it was brilliant and it wasn't luck. And that's what you want to hear. You want to hear bias as hell from football fans. It's all harmless. They should know great teams find goal. It's in Fergie time. Yeah. I wonder if that was an actual thing. I wonder if anyone's crunched the numbers on how much extra time was played or injury time was played at Old Trafford compared to other grounds. Is there any truth in it or not? I mean, it's conventional truth. Maybe that's coming up because someone did crunch the numbers on it. I'm just saying I don't know. Boxing Kangaroo, Kulu post-match interview was great. Really backed up the mental attitude of the players in the dressing room. Everyone bar Dyer on board and fighting for each other. It's starting to shine through. Yeah, I haven't watched the whole of that thing. I just skipped forward to see Ange, so I will have to catch up and see the rest of it because I didn't realise there was a whole half-hour free show on Spurs play. So you got the Cabbage King there and a couple of other guys, but yeah, I did see Kulu and I saw someone else was being interviewed as well, but I did think I'll have to come back to that. But I've only got so much time at the moment, unfortunately. But it's good. Good. We're all the teams getting together. Danielle Azido. Morning, Paul. Coming you Spurs. Let's beat Scum this Sunday. I'm feeling quietly confident. I'm feeling loudly confident. 2-1. 2-1. Oh, I'll keep my powder dry for that one. I'm thinking 3-0. But I might change. I usually get more pumped. I start off at 3-0 on a Monday, and by the time kickoff, I'm 7-0. So, Richie and Sonny, okay, hopefully we win. But I can see a draw. Oh, no, you need to polish up the crystal ball, get the clouds out of it. But I don't think we will lose. We will win. All right, this is like a mental battle with yourself. I think we're going to win, man. Phil P. Daniela's here. There's no Spurs anymore. That's it. Come on, you Spurs, we will beat the Scum 2-1 there at their own land. Let's reclaim the term, let's reclaim the term Spursy to mean relentless, progressive, and entertaining football. That's the way I've always used it, man. It's been doing my head in. Because when I used to watch them play, I think, that's Spursy, where Ozzy Ardiles on the ball just basically hurdles over tackles. That's Spursy, not this losing and not winning and not putting effort in. It's the anti-Tottenham agenda at play in the media. And that was maybe I looked too soon, but I looked through the Talk Sport uploads to see if there's anything about Spurs. I didn't see diddly squat about our game. All they go on about is Man United all the time. Man United this, Man United that. Not Spurs with an amazing comeback. It's pathetic. Yes, Porro, Liam, you saw Porro dropping back into the centre of the pitch when Udogie was pushing forward. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but I suppose Udogie does the same when Porro gets forward. Yeah, that's it. They're covering each other. They're covering each other. And you need to have good morale for that to work. NA. Thank you for content as always. No problem, man. Glad you enjoy it. You were there Saturday, man. When the second win goal hit the net, the eruption was unreal. The buzz in and around the stadium is insane. I'm really enjoying hearing stories about Tottenham at the moment. All right, now I'm just going to whip through comments. I've been going an hour. I'm getting a bit tired, so I'll just see if there's any questions or anything like that. Anyone new? G'day, Kate. Big up, Paul. I hope you're well. Cover. I'm aboard the Ange train. Absolutely. Does anyone notice Udogie actually created that second goal? Was it Udogie that did that? Was it? Because I was trying to remember who. I was trying to remember who did the pass, and I'm thinking, God, that was a good ball by someone that wouldn't usually do that. So it was Udogie. Okay. Oh, Monash was a tactical master that significantly contributed to the end of World War One. Despite being a son of migrants and contrary to the Empire's conventions, he humbly championed success with core and skill. Well, Ange is better than that because he's not a warmonger. But you know what I mean. But no, Ange is of the same ilk. Then, brilliant. Yeah, you're not going to have an Australian football manager called Smith doing well in the world because Smith's going to, become lawyers and rugby union players in this country. Daniel Azito, Fotheringham, okay. Squad is becoming packed with gems. Spurs poetry in motion when the team consciousness gels into Ange ball mode. And that's a good point there, man. And we're not there yet. You see flashes of it, but they're still, you imagine when they've played 20 games together, 40 games together, and they'll be able to kind of read each other's minds more. We're just at the start of that journey. But I love the way you phrase that, team consciousness. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Here's Koo. Big up, Paul. I'm into limbo between euphoria and migraine headaches this afternoon. Hope we go to Sheffield United on the last day of the season and time waste the whole game for a 1-0 win that relegates them. Are we playing them last day of the season, are we? Oh, that'd be hilarious. Just pass it. Little triangles between Vicario and Udogie and who else could we put in there? Van der Ven. Just bang it around there, fall over. Oh, I've hurt myself. Oh, head. Oh, bang my head. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Because I'm fading a bit here. Oh, I'm not from Iceland. I'm from Melbourne. Okay. In Wales, Paul, their motto is together stronger, and that's the way Spurs are now. Welsh gal, big cooch. Don't know what cooch means. Means maybe hello. I'm something like, get the likes up. If people want to click like and subscribe, it's like, there's another starred thing. That means something has happened here. Matt H, another super chat, got in at the death there. £3.50. That's about 2,500 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, man. Can't you Spurs? I love when people do super chats just to say, "Come on, you Spurs." Thank you very much, Matt. Brilliant. All right, look, I'm gonna wrap it up there because I'm gonna get to bed because I'm getting up at 4 o'clock these days to get the morning airport rush and all that, which is nice. But thanks for joining me, everyone. It's been nice chatting to you all as always. It's good, nice, positive feeling in the chat. That makes me feel good as well. I'm glad that because that's what I want this channel to be. Is not not positive as in that we don't know there's problems at the club from time to time, and if we're playing crap, we're going to be playing crap and all that. But all things considered, I think times are good, and it's nice to see everyone's having a really good time. So I'll leave it there, folks. Sorry for the people I didn't get to the chat to. I don't know how to get around that. See, more people watching now. It's going to get harder and harder. I'm just going to feel guiltier and guiltier. But oh well, it's the internet, isn't it? Anyway, until next time, folks. Peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.